Big projects usually take over my workshop, but every once in a while, I like squeezing in something smaller in between. Sometimes these smaller projects are the ones that end up being the most satisfying. There's just something about stained glass. The colors, the texture, the way the light completely changes it throughout the day. It feels less like a project piece and more like a piece of art with a story behind it. People use stained glass in so many different ways too. Transom windows, cabinet inserts, hanging panels, privacy windows, backlit decor, and every piece has its own personality depending on the glass and the design. So when this one came into the shop, I already had a vision for where I wanted it to go. I just wasn't totally sure what the process was going to look like getting there, because underneath every old piece like this, there's usually a little bit of mystery, sometimes good, sometimes not so good. But either way, this one definitely deserves a second chance. So let's see if I can bring it back to life without losing the character that made it special in the first
A
place.
fun little project. Sometimes it's nice to kind of squeeze in something small, something that's not going to take too long, hopefully. At least when you say that, sometimes it doesn't end up that way. But I think this one should be not too hard. So I had somebody reach out to me, and I've worked with her in the past, and she found this, or had this really pretty piece that she just wants refreshed. So let me show you what I got, and I'm actually going to turn you around and let you see it because I want you to get a certain angle. So here we go. Right over here. All right, what I got here is this beautiful stained glass piece. It's in really good condition. The glass is perfect, and let's keep it that way. What I'm gonna do is take off this paint. And it's just on the front portion. I think the best thing to do rather than strip it is to scrape it. I think that'll be the easiest route rather than me having to take the glass out, because it is sealed in there pretty well and I don't want a chance breaking it or anything, but I can work around it for sure. So we're gonna scrape it off. You guys know what's next, right? Let's do this. You know what I need to do though is keep this in place. Well, that wasn't too bad. There are some little detail areas where I will scrape out some paint, but I was able to scrape and then sand. This is the back side, using all my scrapers and anything I can get into the little areas.
At this point, I had already made the decision that I wanted to keep the frame darker. Originally, I thought I was going to have to completely strip this thing down to bare wood, but once I started scraping that old finish, I realized it was actually a really solid base underneath all that paint. I'm glad it worked out this way, because fully stripping something like this around stained glass can get risky really fast. There's a lot of detail, a lot of corners, and obviously this isn't exactly something you want to manhandle. So instead, I carefully scraped off the failing finish, sanded down everything smooth, cleaned it all up, and prepped it for stain. And the stain I decided to go with was General Finishes Java. I just kept coming back to the idea that this piece needed contrast. The stained glass already has these beautiful greens, blues, and amber tones going on, and I felt like the darker frame would really ground everything and make those colors stand out even more. I also wanted it to feel richer, a little moodier, maybe even closer to what the original character of the piece would have been years ago. The second that stain started going on, I knew it was the right call.
Time for a top coat. And then this is done. This is like a 3-day, really 2-day project.
We're now down to the final details. At this point, the hard work is done. The old failing finish is gone. The frame has been refreshed, and now it's just about bringing everything back to life. I am adding that top coat to give it that extra layer of protection and durability, but also just to deepen the richness of that Java stain a little bit more. And once that clear coat hit the wood, it really started to feel finished. And then came the best part, getting this thing into the light. Because stained glass like this completely changes depending on where it's sitting and how the light hits it. Inside the shop, it already looked beautiful. But the second I carried it outside and the sunlight started coming through those colors, totally different story. The greens got brighter, the blues almost started glowing, and all those little textures in the glass suddenly came alive. That's what made this project so fun for me, not just restoring the piece itself, but imagining all the different ways something like this could live on inside someone's home. So I started playing around with a few AI mock-ups just to visualize it in different spaces, over a doorway, hanging in a window, styled in an entryway. It was really actually cool to see how versatile a piece like this could be. And knowing the history behind it, that this came from Saint Olaf Lutheran Church in rural Fairdale, North Dakota, a church that meant so much to this family, it just makes preserving something like this feel even more special. Sometimes projects aren't just about furniture or decor. Sometimes they're about saving a memory. And with that, this one is officially finished. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you on the next flip.